Celebrity marriages often seem like the stuff of fairy tales, glamorous ceremonies, red carpet appearances, and whirlwind romances. But for some A-listers, their union was short-lived and filled with more drama than anyone could have imagined. From impromptu breakups to outright disasters, let's take a look at some of the most unforgettable celebrity marriages that didn't exactly live happily ever after. Number 11. Elisabeth Moss and Fred Armisen. Actress Elisabeth Moss has a sharp, no-nonsense personality, and her relationship with comedian Fred Armisen showed just how much things can go south fast. Moss, famous for The Handmaid's Tale, opened up about her brief marriage, describing it as nothing short of traumatic. She famously joked that Fred was so good at impersonating a normal person that he probably fooled even himself. Ouch. The two tied the knot in 2009, but it wasn't long before they realized they weren't exactly soulmates. Moss later shared with Page Six that she and Fred were not in touch post-divorce, a sentiment that says it all. Fred, for his part, was deeply heartbroken and once admitted on a podcast that he had been starstruck by his then-wife, the iconic Moss. It sounds like the marriage was a mix of celebrity awe and mismatched personalities. The lesson: starstruck doesn't always lead to lasting love. Number 10. Madonna and Sean Penn. Madonna and Sean Penn's marriage might have looked picture-perfect from the outside, but behind closed doors, it was an explosive mix of passion and rage. The couple married in 1985 in a ceremony that was as chaotic as it was iconic. Helicopters hovering overhead during their vows were just the beginning of what would become a tumultuous relationship. Penn's violent outbursts, including a legendary helicopter tirade, left those around him in shock, and even Madonna's brother described Penn's behavior as alarming. Their marriage ended in 1987, though Penn denied many of the allegations about his temper, claiming he was just misunderstood. The truth? Madonna seemed to have realized that their volatile love story was better left in the past, and the two parted ways for good. Number 9. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. Before Bennifer 2.0 was all the rage, there was the first, ill-fated version of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. The couple's relationship was once the biggest tabloid sensation, and their engagement in 2002 was the talk of the town. They were the epitome of Hollywood romance, until they weren't. The couple called it quits in 2004, just months before their planned wedding, leaving fans in a collective state of heartbreak. The reason for the breakup? Ben and Jen had vastly different ideas about privacy and the press. Ben wasn't a fan of the constant media scrutiny, and when Jennifer Lopez used their private love letters in her music, he wasn't thrilled. Ouch. Talk about crossing boundaries. Number 8. Britney Spears. Britney Spears' 55-hour marriage to Jason Alexander remains one of the most infamous moments in pop culture history. It was a chaotic moment that no one could have predicted, even by Hollywood standards. After a night of partying, Britney and Jason impulsively tied the knot in Las Vegas, with Britney wearing jeans and a baseball cap, a look that screamed, "I'm just having fun." But this impromptu wedding quickly turned into a disaster. Britney's team rushed to get an annulment, and the marriage was officially nullified within days. To make matters worse, Jason couldn't let it go. In 2022, he showed up at Britney's wedding, live-streamed the whole thing, and even got arrested for trespassing and battery. Talk about a toxic ex. Number 7. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's marriage was always under intense media scrutiny, and it seemed like everyone had an opinion about their relationship. Their divorce in 2021 was anything but quiet. Kanye made headlines with his bizarre online rants, particularly about his failed attempts to see his daughter Chicago on her birthday, which he claimed was part of a plot to kidnap her. Kim filed for divorce, and while she got joint custody of the kids, the drama didn't stop there. Kanye continued his public tirades against Kim's new boyfriend, Pete Davidson, but Kim tried to move on with dignity. As for Kanye, he remarried a woman who eerily resembled Kim, and while some found it strange, others just figured it was a way for him to finally leave Kim alone. Number 6. Sandra Bullock and Jesse James. Sandra Bullock, beloved by audiences for her roles in The Blind Side and Gravity, saw her perfect life crumble when news broke of her husband Jesse James' multiple affairs. The couple married in 2005, and their marriage appeared to be going strong until James' infidelity was exposed in 2010. Sandra, who had just won an Oscar for The Blind Side, found herself reeling from the betrayal. James admitted to cheating but later claimed that the media scrutiny made everything worse. Sandra moved on, and while James remarried in 2013, his personal life continued to be a source of controversy. Number 5. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' relationship was once the stuff of tabloid gold. Their whirlwind romance, which included an infamous couch-jumping moment on The Oprah Winfrey Show, eventually led to a quick marriage in 2006. But their 6-year marriage ended in 2012, and the split was largely attributed to Cruise's unwavering devotion to Scientology. Katie reportedly filed for divorce to protect their daughter Suri from the church's influence. While Tom denied that Scientology played a role, it was clear that Katie wasn't comfortable with his commitment to the religion. She gained full custody of their daughter, and Tom has reportedly struggled to maintain a relationship with Suri since the divorce. Number 4. Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries. Kim Kardashian's brief marriage to NBA player Kris Humphries became a media circus. The couple's wedding was aired as a 4-hour TV special, and their divorce came shortly after, just 72 days later. Kim later admitted that the marriage was a mistake, but the public fallout was something she had to deal with for years. Kris, for his part, claimed that Kim had used their wedding as a publicity stunt for TV ratings. The divorce was finalized in 2013, and Kris withdrew his fraud claim. It was clear that things were never going to work out, and both moved on with their lives. Number 3. Julia Roberts and Kiefer Sutherland. Julia Roberts and Kiefer Sutherland were once Hollywood's golden couple, but their relationship came to an end in the most dramatic way possible. The two were engaged to be married in 1991, but on their wedding day, neither showed up. Kiefer was seen packing his bags, and Julia was nowhere to be found. As it turned out, Julia had run off with Kiefer's best friend, Jason Patrick, on the day of the wedding. Talk about a plot twist worthy of a movie. Kiefer later admitted they were both young and naive, but the breakup still stings. Number 2. Pamela Anderson and Dan Hayhurst. Pamela Anderson and Dan Hayhurst's whirlwind romance during the pandemic had all the makings of a fairy tale. The two got together in 2020, married on Christmas Eve, and appeared to be the picture of domestic bliss. But by 2022, Pamela had a sudden realization her marriage was a disaster. She described romanticizing the relationship, but once the couple was isolated and living together 24/7, Pamela quickly came to her senses. She realized she was doing all the work, cooking, cleaning, paying for everything, and knew she had to get out. The two divorced in 2022, and Pamela admitted she regretted the whole thing. Number 1. Anne Hathaway and the Con Man. Anne Hathaway's romance with Italian businessman Raffaello Falieri ended in scandal when it was revealed that Falieri had defrauded millions of dollars from high-profile names. The two dated from 2004 to 2008, and during their relationship, Falieri embezzled funds and convinced investors that he had ties to the Vatican. Anne had no idea about the fraud, but once it was uncovered, the public speculated that she may have known more than she let on. Regardless, Anne cut ties with Raffaello, and he was arrested and sentenced to prison. Talk about a relationship with a lot of baggage. And that's a wrap on some of the most dramatic celebrity breakups that could rival any soap opera. Who knew the glitz and glamour of Hollywood came with so many plot twists? If you've enjoyed the wild ride, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more jaw-dropping celebrity stories that you won't find anywhere else.